Find your path, make it epic, say it softly, and let it land in your chest like the first breath before a long run. This is not a slogan, it is an invitation. You are invited to stand at the edge of what you know and take one decisive step toward what could be. Imagine the path that calls to you, messy, uncertain, alive. Imagine naming it and walking with intention. This is the spark that wakes something inside you, something brave and patient at once, and it begins with a simple truth. Your journey belongs to you. Feel that truth settle, a steady ember ready to become flame, and let that ember guide the next moment. You are not waiting for permission. The path you choose may not be the one everyone expected, and that is precisely its power. When you choose possibility over the safe script. Picture a map written in ink you can change, where every detour sketches new terrain and every mistake becomes a landmark. You learn to read your impulses as compasses, not distractions. Trust shows up as tiny acts, saying yes to a sunrise, letting curiosity outpace fear, speaking one truth you've kept quiet. Each small yes is a step that reshapes the world you walk through. You're learning cadence, how long to wait, when to sprint, how to breathe through uncertainty. The first horizon arrives differently for everyone, a new city, a quiet studio, a conversation that changes the map. It's not always dramatic. Often it's ordinary magic, a project completed, a relationship healed, a day that ends with a sense of rightness. Notice how the landscape shifts when you move with intention. Let that change light your feet and carry you onward into the stories we'll explore together. Our paths are stitched from stories, the ones we inherit, the ones we rewrite. Think of the people who taught you to keep going, a teacher who believed in you, a friend who stayed, a stranger who smiled when you needed it. These stories are not just background noise, they are the scaffolding beneath your feet. When you claim the line, find your path, make it epic, you also claim the right to rearrange those stories. You keep what serves you and reinvent the rest. Community holds a mirror that helps you see edges you might otherwise miss. Let that communal light guide your edits. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to move forward in spite of it. Courage looks different on everyone, sometimes loud and defiant, sometimes quiet and stubborn. It is the person sending their first message, the artist showing unfinished work, the leader owning a mistake. When you move in courage, people around you feel permission to do the same. We create a ripple. Your step becomes a signal, a beacon. Imagine a chain of small, courageous acts stretching across neighborhoods and towns, lighting each other like lanterns. That chain is how communities become stronger, how paths become epic. Wrong turns are not ruins, they are classrooms. When a plan falls apart, it reveals what you truly value and forces creativity. There is grace in failing publicly, and even more grace in standing up and continuing. Each misstep sharpens your judgment, teaches humility, and deepens your story. Share those pieces honestly with others. You'll find that the things you worried would break you become the bridges others need. Keep collecting these lessons like rare stones in a satchel. They will glitter when you least expect it and show how your epicness is being built. The middle of your journey is often the loudest test. It's long days when progress feels invisible and the finish line is a rumor. This is where endurance meets desire. You learn to carve meaning from repetition, the morning practice, the patient edits, the steady kindness. Imagine your life like a mountain trail, sometimes steep, often exposed, but always offering a view if you keep moving. In that grit, you discover who you are beneath your roles and titles. You become someone who can keep promises to themselves. Hold that image, the weight of the pack and the light on the horizon, and feel the momentum building towards something larger. And then a moment arrives that rearranges everything, not because the world changed, but because you did. It's a sudden clarity, a decision made with full heart, a leap that feels terrifying and right. Maybe you choose a path others thought reckless, or maybe you return to a dream you once shelved. That moment is your declaration. Life will be lived on purpose. When you commit, the ordinary becomes sacred. You start to notice how every choice echoes, and you understand that making life epic is not about grand gestures alone, but about consistent alignment with who you are becoming. Hold this clarity as fuel as you push toward the peak. At the most intense elevation, you are often not alone. The people who walked fragments of your trail are there, mentors, friends, strangers turned allies. Epic journeys collect companions, those who carry water, those who laugh to lift spirits, those who sit in silence when words are useless. Recognize them, and let the shared triumph anchor you. The summit is a reminder that your path, while uniquely yours, is also part of a larger human story. When you stand together, your individual victories become communal beacons, and that is how movements start. Let this energy sweep through you and carry you into the celebration ahead. Every path gives you gifts, skills, stories, relationships, and a clearer sense of what matters. As you come to a calmer stretch, unpack these gifts with gratitude. Ask yourself, what have I learned about courage? What does success feel like now? What new questions do I hold? These are not rhetorical. They are the seeds of your next beginning. Share these gifts generously. Teach what you've learned, tell the stories that mattered, and offer a hand to someone standing where you once stood. In giving, your journey deepens and the path becomes richer for others. There is a quiet confirmation that arrives when your choices line up with your heart, an internal nod that says, yes, this is the life you wanted. It's not always loud. It might be a morning where gratitude comes easily, or a very ordinary task that feels meaningful. These moments confirm that making your path epic was less about spectacle and more about truth. They teach you to listen to your inner compass because it knows the kind of life that will weather storms and still smile. Hold that confirmation like a beacon and let it inform your next selections. Find your path, make it epic. This is the life lesson we carry forward. Your path will twist, your courage will be tested, and the people you meet will change your map. But through choice, community, and steady persistence, you shape a life that matters to you and becomes a light for others. So take this as an invitation to keep moving. Subscribe to our shared journey, share this message with someone who needs a spark, and tell us in the comments how you interpret this call. Your steps matter. Your story will help someone else find their way. Let's keep walking together and make it epic.